Okay, so here we have our Audi Q5. I think the model code's 8R. Yesterday the battery went flat. We're doing some work on the car for a while with the ignition on to keep it in neutral, and the battery was flat. So we jumped the car. I think the battery booster that we eventually got the car started was a bit too powerful, maybe. It was one of the plug into the bloody mains things that the garage had. So since then, the MMI system won't turn on. It turned on just before, it won't turn on. So I'll show you what's happening. So that's the ignition on, literally nothing. So then if I hold down the power button, tries to turn on, radio comes on, turns off. And that's all it does. Doesn't matter what button you press. Someone mentioned about buttons getting stuck. None of my buttons appear to be stuck. It just doesn't want to work. There's hard resets. If you look online, there's loads of different ones that people told. So like this top, that, and setup, which is hard to press with one hand, to be fair. So that, and that. And you hold that down. Apparently it does a hard reset. It's not working in this case. Again, someone else said that, and that. So tell the middle button and then top left. Again, not working. Holding that down for 30 seconds, someone said. There, you can hear some, I don't know if you heard that, a little noise. So it is trying to power on. It's trying to do something. That's a bit of a positive. Okay, there we go. And the radio will come on, it'll turn off again, I reckon. Yep, okay. So there's a few things to check. First is the fuses. So we'll quickly do that, but I don't think it's a fuse. Well, I know it's not a fuse, I've checked, but I'll show you where they are. So first thing is to check your MMI fuse, which is under here. Just get a screwdriver, preferably a trim tool, but you know, I'm a bit of a heathen. So we'll just get this off. There we go. Take this off and then check the MMI, which is this bottom one for me. Well, that looks absolutely fine to me, so there we go. Pop that back on. Pop that back on. I don't know why the hell they use that. Pointless, but there you go. And then line this bad boy back up and push it back in. I'm going to have to use two hands for that, so I'll do that off camera. So, next thing to check is the most connectors. So that's the fibre optic loop that keeps everything running. And if there's a break in there or a problem in one of the modules, then you know that's not going to work. So we've got the tuner module here and the amplifier. They're the two easiest ones to get to, and this is the most link here. So you're going to need some connectors off Amazon. Mine are turning up today. I don't know if you can see. That light has to go all the way around the car. If there is a break in it, then you have an issue. So what we're going to do is we are going to wait for the connectors to turn up. We're going to get into here because I don't think it's that. The reason I don't think it's that is because the radio does show up briefly. I think it could be the amplifier, but the most connector is round the back, so I need to get to it. So this has to come off, which is relatively easy, but I've got to do that. So to do that, I need to undo these Torx 30s, pull this off, take that out, and then we should be able to just pull this panel off to allow us to get to it. Yeah, excuse the mess. I mean, it's a family bus. I've got 3 kids, so yeah, we'll have to probably clean it later, I guess. And would you look at that, as I am just taking the car apart. What time on? 9:32. I ordered these, I think about 6 o'clock last night. 9:32 the next day, all for about £6. So yeah. Alright, we'll do the tuner one. We'll see if that makes a difference before I have to carry on stripping the car down. Because if I don't have to strip it down, it's great. But so far, I've just done the T30 Torx, and this just snaps out, pull from the bottom, and it just pops out. So yeah, I kind of hope it's not the tuner, because the amplifier is cheaper. Okay, here we go. So those are the connectors. Right, we undo this one. I hope I can do this one-handed. Now there's the little red light. I am gonna probably need 2 hands, I reckon. What can I? So that loops the light. Oh, there we go. Beautiful. Right, let's go with the next one. Which way are we looking at here? I reckon that way around. So try not to bend these, snap them, do anything like that. As I say, you know, the light has to travel around them, so you've got to be not careful with them. They're quite robust, but there we go. So they are now in. That is now looped. Let's see if isolating the tuner has worked. I hope it has. Well, I hope it's the amplifier, it's cheaper, but if it has, great. If it hasn't, on to the next one. So oh, okay. Hey, it's the tuner by the looks of it. Damn. That's more expensive. So obviously the tuner will still display what it's doing, but it can't do anything. So we've got no sound. But do we have the rest of the car? Yep. Okay, we've got car. Buttons are now working, which is good. We've got telephone. I wonder if we've got sound from the telephone. We've got nav. We've got nav. Cool. We've got everything now. Okay. Can we get an external source or any sound? That's the question. I'm going to try and make a phone call and see if that works. Well, would you believe it? We've had this car 3 years. I'd never noticed this before, mainly because the glove box is usually full of crap. But whoever owned it before had bought this, which is a little Bluetooth connector. So we'd never had, we've got obviously Bluetooth, but it's only for, you know, calls. And it doesn't stream music from Audi, the one that we've got on ours, but this does. Obviously, I'm not going to turn it up for copyright reasons, but you're going to have to believe me. There is music now playing. So although our radio doesn't play anything because it's bypassed, we can actually... Oh, it's playing. Turn that down. We can actually have some music tomorrow on our trip, which is great because the wife didn't really fancy sitting here for 4 hours listening to me bang on about my track car. So, yeah, marriage saver right there. Fantastic. So yeah, it means I don't have to go out and buy another tuner just yet, but I will, obviously. I'll do another video on that. But those most connectors are fantastic. Absolutely brilliant. Really impressed with those. Right, so now I know it's the tuner. I'm going to take it out to get the part number off it, because I believe if I use the same part number, it doesn't need coding. So I think it's just 1, 2, 3 10mm. So we'll get to doing that and then check back. I've not done this before, so it might take me a little while to work out what I need to do, but I'm sure we'll get there in the end. So with the cables out the way, they just have little, this one you just grab and push that in and pull that back, and these two have got little little tabs. They just need like pushing in and then pulling out, so fairly easy to do. We'll get these, I think it should come out. I'm not sure if it's connected to the amplifier or not. I can't see if that's actually, that one's connected to this one, so we'll try it anyway. Okay, so thankfully it wasn't connected to the other one. Just those three. And then there we go. So that is a, what's that? That is a 4G0035061 and then H. Okay. Well, I can definitely find a 4G0035061 because I've already found some. Not sure about the H, if that matters or not. Yeah, okay. Kind of happy with that. So I'll stick this back in anyway so that the most loop is there. Continue using the Bluetooth thing. So there we have it. Back in. At least we've got some tunes for now. And everything else is working, but need to find a little radio off eBay, tuner off eBay, and go from there. Hope that has helped. If it has helped, you know, help me out, give it a like. Yeah, I'll do another one. I might do another one replacing this tuner. I might not, to be fair, because it's simple. If you can't do that, you kind of shouldn't be doing this sort of thing, I guess.